Hi guys, so I'm doing this storytime video of my worst job interview ever. So so this is a storytime video. So basically, this was during COVID. This was 2021. It was around, I think it was around March or April time. I was only 22, so 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 um. So basically, what happened is that, I was on furlough from the airport, and I wasn't working for a year. I wasn't working, but I did have a job working in the care home. This was around December 2020, but then I had my notice in not long after because they basically threw me. One, they threw me straight in the deep end, and second of all, they let me down. They did, and third, they didn't pay me on time as well. So, and I did told them that I've got a learning disability, and they basically took advantage. They did. So basically, I applied this job at the petrol station. So the nearest petrol station for me is that ran a corner from me, down the road from me, which is about a minute or 2 minute drive. But the job I applied for, that petrol station, it's just 10 minutes down, about 10 minutes down the road, basically. So I had this call come up on my phone and asked me about the interview. I said, I can do this day, blah, blah, blah. And then the bloke on the phone, he's the manager, and the way he spoke to me, it was absolutely arrogant. He spoke to me very arrogant and very cold, and then he didn't say bye to me. But then as I had thoughts, I thought, oh, let me change that. I need to change that day. And then as I went on the phone to see if there's any other days available, so as I gave him a call back, he went, no, I'm only available at this day. That was it. I went, oh, okay, fine, all right, bye. He didn't say bye to me. I went to say thank you, bye, that's it. So, on the day of the interview, I turned up, nice and smart. Yeah, and then I walked in. The other guys were right, but then the manager asked me to come in. He did the first thing, when you go into the interview, They do say, thank you for attending an interview, blah, 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 shake hands and stuff. He didn't shake my hand, he didn't. So, basically, as we got started, he explained to me that what I do and stuff, and asked me about myself. I told him that I'm currently on furlough, I work in the airport, blah, blah, blah. And then the question he's asking me, do you know what the petrol is there for? I said, just to put pumps in. Yeah, and he went, do you know what cars are used for? He's basically asking me these sort of questions, basically. And then, like, the way he's asking me a question, he's basically pushing me to answer. And he was basically pressuring me to answer these questions. And then the next question, I can't remember what other questions he asked me, but I can tell you now, because when he asked me these questions, when I try to answer it, I'm trying to answer as I can. And then like when I said, like, I don't know, because the way I said I don't know, because he's basically pressuring me to answer. So how I would describe that manager who interviewed me, he was Asian, so he was Western Asian. I gotta say he was Western Asian, so he must be around from like Pakistan and Bangladesh area. Yeah, so basically he was an Indian. Well, yeah, I'd say he was around Pakistani or Bangladesh. He was. And yeah, so he was pressuring me to answer, And because when I'm trying to think, he just kept pressuring me, like he basically he sounded like he shouted at me basically, and then that's when I got really upset. I absolutely got upset, and I was in tears. I was, and I went to him like, I've got autism, I have, and then I kept apologising, and then after the interview, he didn't say thank you for coming. We'll hear you back. He didn't answer. He went, okay, the interview's done. He just let me out. Didn't say thank you, nothing. Didn't say goodbye. Didn't ask me if you've been successful, blah, blah, blah. That's it. I walked out of that interview when it's ended, and I walked up to my car and I cried, and I told my mum this. And what I've been told, I've been told that they're rude. That petrol station are so rude. They are, and honestly, I'm so glad. I actually didn't get it. I'm so glad because I've heard quite a few people say that they were rude. I've heard, and one girl that I know, she used to work with my brother. She said to me that she was only there for 2 weeks and then she left because the management and the staff were disgusting and they were rude. And the other one that I know, said to me that when he was working there, they basically said a sexual comment to an 18-year-old girl. But then, when years went by, up till 2022, I've heard that they actually got the sack. I've heard, yep, which is good. So that was the worst interview. And also, yeah, that's the worst interview I've ever had. Yeah, so my advice is don't let any managers pressuring you during the interview. Because what I should have done, I should have contacted the police. I should have done, but I know it sounds a bit hypocritical, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like it sounds silly of me saying, but I feel like I actually should have contacted. Well, no, I shouldn't really contact the police, but I don't know what's your opinion about this. Like, it's disgusting. Like, I should honestly. I wish I should sue. I wish I should have done because it was disgusting. But thank goodness they got the sacks. So yeah. So if you see anything happen like that, make sure. I would contact the police. I would. I honestly would contact the police. So yeah. So thank you for listening to my story, and I'll see you next time.